So hello and welcome बच्चों. So welcome to Fun Scholar Academy. So today we are here again with a new chapter, with a new session. So today we are going to learn about adaptations in plant. Okay. So have you ever thought that in your surrounding you see different types of plants are there? Some have this thin kind of venation or thin leaves, whereas others are broad. The leaves are broad. See, this is thin, this is broad. The three leaves I am showing are of three different shapes. So have you thought why these plants are having different types of leaves? Have you ever thought? So today in this chapter, we will come to know that why plants are of different types. First terminology over here is that what is the meaning of adaptation, man? What do you mean by adaptation? Now, you see, you are in the plain area. It is very summer. It is too hot outside now. So you prefer to wear soft, light cotton clothes, right, during the summer days. But during the winter, you do wear woolen sweater, jacket, etc. Right? Why do you do so? Because to protect yourself from the harsh weather condition. While if it rains, what do you wear? You use umbrella or raincoat again to protect yourself from getting damaged from too much of rain. Okay? So similarly, the plants are different in their shape and size and structure so that they can survive in the environmental condition. Now, different types of plants grow in different areas. The plants of the forest are very dense in nature, whereas coastal areas you find coconut trees more. Whereas in the hilly areas you see trees which are of like this structure, right? Christmas tree, this is what? Pine tree. So trees are of various types and form why? To protect themselves from the temperature and weather condition. This process of changing of the plants due to the variation of weather and temperature is known as adaptation. Okay, now let us proceed with adaptation in plants today. So today we will be learning about in this session habitat, adaptation, plants on land, and next session we will be carrying on with plants in water and other types of plant. So firstly we have to know what is habitat. This is a new terminology for you. Where do you live in? You live in your own home, right? So your home is your habitat. Where do this bird live, do you think? This bird lives on a tree. So its habitat is tree. Okay. Have you seen monkeys? Where do they live? They live in the trees again. So their habitat is tree. Again, if you go to camel, if you go to desert and see camel lives over there, so what is the habitat of the camel? The desert is the habitat of the camel. So where do you find lion and tiger? You find them in the forest. So forest is the living place of lion and tiger. So what is habitat? The place where an organism lives is known as habitat. For you, it is your home. For the animals, they are the forest, then desert, grassland, etc. For trees, they are hilly region, coastal region, underwater, river, etc., etc. So any place where an organism lives is known as habitat. The place where an organism usually lives and grows in nature is known as its habitat. I have explained you the terminology just now. A habitat can be as small as a patch of garden or as big as a forest, right? Now next, what is adaptation? This one I have just now told you. What is adaptation? So adaptations are nothing but some special features that helps a plant survive in its habitat. Plants often have to adapt or to change in order to survive in their habitat. See, this is a cactus plant. It has thorns. But this plant has broad leaves. Okay, so different plants which are living in different regions of the world are different from one another in their structure or morphology. Why? So that they can survive in that surrounding environment. Now let's proceed forward and see how they are different from one place to another. Now, why do plants need to adapt? The answer I have just now told you. For survival in harsh climate and unfavorable condition. Just like when it is too cold, you wear jacket or sweater to protect yourself. Why? To protect yourself from what? From the cold wind, from the snow, from the temperature. Similarly, the plants, they do not have the jacket or woolen sweater to cover themselves, so they modify their structure so that they can survive in the harsh climate both of desert and mountain. Example, see, rose plant you all have seen, right? They are of various colors. You do gift rose to your beloved ones during their birthdays or anniversaries or even in the Valentine's Day, Rose Day. You know so much about rose. So rose is a very beautiful color flowering plant. Okay. But have you ever seen that rose plants in the stem they have thorns, right? Have you thought why? You will never find any animal going and eating the rose plant because they have thorns for their protection from animal, and these thorns help to prevent in the loss of water. See, these are so tiny structures. So loss of water from this region is very low. So roses are actually the plants that are adapted for growing in harsh weather conditions. Okay, even rose is not a plant of our own country. The Mughals first time brought this plant to this country. Okay, now roses are grown all over the world. But roses have thorns. Why? For protection from animals so that they are not being eaten by any animals. And second, why? To prevent water loss. Okay. Now let's move. Now see, some plants are growing in water. Some flowers or plants are growing in the forest. See, where there are large number of trees, large and big trees, and along with shrubs and herbs. And this is a desert place where you can see there are different types of cactuses are there which are full of thorns. Okay, with no leaves. No leaves are there. Now let us move forward. Adaptation in terrestrial plants. Okay. Now what do you mean by terrestrial plants? Terrestrial or land plants means those plants that grow on the land area. Just in the previous picture, you have seen that there are some plants which were floating in the water. Even there are some plants which grow below the water, and there are plants which grow in the land areas of the earth. Such plants are known as terrestrial plant. Now, land habitat can be divided into many types like forest, grassland, etc. Plants growing in each of these areas need to adjust to the kind of weather, amount of rainfall, type of soil, and other such factors found in that place. Obviously, weather, soil, habitat, everything varies from place to place. So different types of plants are found in different areas and they adapt according to the weather, soil, habitat, also water availability. Okay, so these 4 points are very important. Weather, soil, habitat, water availability. Okay, so please note this down so that you can read it later. Now, next. Now, the plants which are found in plain areas. Okay, now obviously just look at this plant. It has a broad leaf, right? Okay, and you can see in the picture this is a mango tree. Okay, see so many leaves are there, branches are there, a proper stem is there, surrounding also there are many similar trees like this type of. Okay, so over here, what happens? They get suitable amount of rain, they get suitable amount of sunlight. Okay, so if the surface area of the leaf is flat and broad, what will happen? Both for photosynthesis, sunlight will be available to the plant and also loss of water will take place. In my previous classes, I have told you that what is loss of water scientifically termed as? Loss of water is known as transpiration, and it is a natural process by which plants give out water. Okay, so let's proceed. Plants in hot cold plain. Hot cold plain means suppose Kolkata. Here we have summer as well we have winter. So both summer and winter prevails in the same place. So have to have space to spread out with flat leaves for cooling via transpiration and sunlight. Just now I have told you about that only. They have flat and broad leaves, maybe this type, maybe this type, maybe this type. Okay, the types are different but the thing is same. So they have flat leaves for both photosynthesis and transpiration. Trees like mango, banyan, neem and other plants grow in plain. Okay. Another important feature. There are some trees which shed their leaves during the autumn season. Why? To prevent to protect themselves from upcoming winter, and during spring they again form leaves. Okay, such example is cherry maple, and the trees which shed their leaves, they are known as deciduous plants or deciduous trees. Okay, they do not retain the leaves throughout the year. Okay, up to autumn they have leaves, and after that, to protect themselves from the extreme cold, they shed off the trees and only the branches remain. Again, when the winter is gone, after that in the spring season, what they do? They again form the leaves. These plants are known as deciduous plant. And what is evergreen trees? Evergreen tree is mango. You can see the leaves throughout the year. Okay. Example over here is given jackfruit, eucalyptus and also mango. You can see they retain their leaves throughout the year. Okay, deciduous tree, they shed their leaves during autumn and again the leaves are formed during the spring. Why, ma'am? Because to protect themselves from the winter season. And evergreen trees, they retain the leaves throughout the year. Example of deciduous is maple, cherry, and example of evergreen is mango, eucalyptus, etc. People, anything, any tree you found in your surrounding are mostly evergreen trees. Okay? Now next. Now plants of desert. How do they survive in such an arid places? Now look at the plant first. Can you see any leaves? Can you see any branches? Can you see? No, you can't see. They have no leaves, branches, etc. But see, this solen portion is green in color and they are full of thorns. So this solen portion is green in color and full of thorns. So green in color means they can do what? They can do photosynthesis. That is, they can make their own food. They can do photosynthesis. Please note down the points I am giving because it is not being explained in your book. So please note down or take the screenshot so that you can learn it and revise it again and again. And if you have any query, any question regarding anything, then please write that topic, write that question in the comment section below. Okay, now how do this type of plants survive without leaves, without branches? So let us find out how. Plants store water in stems or leaves. Deep root systems to absorb water. Why they need deep root system? Over here the root is very deep. Why? Because this is a arid place where rainfall is very low. So they have to search for water, and to search water they have to dig very deep. Okay, understood? Now many plants lack leaves. See, you can't see any leaf over here. Instead, what you see? Thorns. So the leaves are modified to thorns. So over here the leaves are modified to thorns. So these thorns are nothing, they were the leaves, but to adapt themselves they are being converted into thorns. Okay, deep root system, why? Understood. Why thorns? Understood. And they store water where? This is the stem. This is the stem. So they store the water here, they store the water in the thorns, which are the modified leaves, okay. They have no leaves, they have thorns. Why, ma'am? Because the thorns are where actually once upon a time they were leaves, but due to the harsh weather condition, the plants adapted themselves and reduced the leaf in the form of thorns. Okay, these thorns prevent the animals from getting the plants attacked. Okay, they prevent the plant from getting attacked by the animals. Second, they are preventing loss of water, and water is being stored where? In the thorns and in the leaves. Understood? Waxy coating on stem and leaves reduce water loss. This waxy coating is what? Nothing but, can you tell me? I have already taught you this waxy coating is cuticle. I have already taught you in my previous classes. So, to prevent loss of water over here, they have waxy coating. But the plains region, as they get sufficient amount of water in a regular basis, so they do not need waxy coating. But desert plants, they do need waxy coating, which is known as cuticle. Green water-filled stems carry out photosynthesis. Just now I have told you, even from the color of the stem you can understand, you know, only the green plants can make photosynthesis because of what? Because of the presence of chlorophyll. Just see how one chapter is related to one chapter. How one topic is being related to another topic. You have understood the concept of photosynthesis, about green plants, about different types of seed, plant, everything. Now just see how they are related. Again we'll go to next chapter. You will find something is related to the previous one. And this thing what you are learning here will be again related to the next class you will go to. Okay. So what are the main things? From the picture only you can say they have no leaves, they have no branches, but they have deep root system. Why? Because of scarcity of water. Second, they have only stem which is green in color, and white is green, so these plants are capable of doing photosynthesis. Third, the leaves are being modified into thorns. Why? To prevent water loss, for the storage of water, and third and most importantly, prevent attack from animals. So if I ask example, what will be the example? Cactus, aloe vera. You have heard the name, especially the girls know how much aloe vera is important for their hair and skin. So aloe vera is also a desert plant. Okay. And they have, lastly, they have a waxy covering of cuticle to prevent what? Transpiration. Done? I think you have understood everything about this topic. Now, the plants of desert, they have another name. Okay? Just don't confuse yourself. Just remember this name. Succulent. Okay? The plants of the desert, they have another name. They are known as succulent. Why? Because they store water in their stems or leaves, and leaves are nothing but the thorns. Okay. Some plants have very small seasonal leaves that only grow after it rains. There are some plants which have only branches like this, okay, and after it rains they will form leaves, okay. So these plants, there are some plants that have leaves only after it rains. Then prickly spines or thorns discourage animals from eating the plants for water. This I have told you. Example also you know, cactus, aloe vera, date, palm. Date is what in Bengali you say khejur. So that is date. Here date does not means that some kind of this date 10102 2025, not this date, okay, not this date, it means khejur, okay, understood. Now we have known about plants of plains, we have known about plants of for desert. Now we come to the mountain. So what is mountain? You have often visited to a hill station or mountain areas. These are the snow-peaked mountains. You have heard the name of Mount Everest. You have heard the name of Kanchenjunga, right? Often you have heard about the place Darjeeling or might have visited Shimla, Kashmir, Manali, right? I think you may have, most of you have heard these names: Darjeeling, Shimla, Kashmir, Manali, etc., etc. So they have this mountain, or they are the mountainous region. So while going to this place, have you ever noticed that they have plants like this? In the higher altitude, they have plants like this. These trees are known as pine tree. No? Often used as Christmas tree. You all know about Christmas. You love Santa Claus. It comes every year to gift you something. You do prayer to Santa Claus. Everyone is known well aware of Christmas, and you have seen that during Christmas the Christians decorate this type of pine tree with various items, various decorations. So these trees, they are totally different from the trees we see in our surroundings. They have, like, just look at the leaves, they have very thin type of leaf. The needle, see, they have thin pointed leaf, just like needle. They have this kind of leaf. Okay, these are known as needle leaves. Needle shaped leaves. Okay, and look at this. This is the fruit. Okay, sorry, this is the flower. This is the flower of the plant, which is an incomplete flower, not like the kind of flower we see in our surroundings. It is very hard in nature. Okay, this is known as cone. Okay, so, and why do these trees have this sloping like structure? Just now I have shown you that the mountain tops are peaked with snow or snow-capped mountains. So when it snows, what happens? Snows are being are being deposited in this place. Okay. So when the snow starts melting, this snow will fall apart. This snow will fall apart. And again, without hampering the tree, the tree will be protected from the snow. Also, you have seen that the houses of the hilly region, they mostly are triangular shape, right? They have a slopy roof. Why? So that if it snow falls, the snow will automatically shed off without hampering the house. So same thing is applicable to this trees. Now let us read. Plants that live in cold mountain areas are adapted to mountainous environment. Yes, they do. How? They have cone-shaped structure to shed snow easily. This thing I have just told you. Needle-like leaves, I have already shown you. Why do they have needle-like leaves? To prevent loss of water, and also dark color leaves to absorb heat. The more the leaves are green, the more the content of chlorophyll is more. So the more dark color chlorophyll absorbs more sunlight. Over there, the sunlight is also not like the sunlight in the plains. It is very cold over there. So to absorb the maximum sunlight, they are dark green in color. See, this is darker, but not that dark. But they have very dark green. If you next time go to a hilly area, please try to mark the difference between the plants you see in your daily life and the plant that is seen in the hilly region. They will be very dark in color. Why? To absorb the maximum rays of the sun. Examples are pine, fir, deodar and spruce are common in such areas. So pine is the most important, deodar is the second most important tree found in the hilly region. Okay? See how beautiful it is. Just see the needle-like leaves. How beautiful it is, and this is the naked flower known as cone. Right? Okay. Now, the tundra region is cold all the year round. What is tundra region, ma'am? Tundra region includes Arctic, Antarctic, Greenland, Norway, etc. The places where throughout the year it is very cold. They have ice throughout the year. In summer also they will have ice. In winter also there will be more cold, more ice formation. So they are having ice or cold region throughout the year. Those places are known as tundra. So now see this tundra region, there you can see only white snow. Everywhere in the surrounding there is white snow. You can't see the soil ever. So there is a layer of snow above the soil. Suppose this is the soil. This is the soil. Okay. And above this they have a thick layer of frozen ice which prevails throughout the year. This permanently frozen layer of ice is known as permafrost. This permanently frozen layer of ice is known as permafrost. And where it is found? It is formed in the above the soil, and it is permanently like the soil. It is being frozen throughout the year. Okay, where it is found? It is found in the tundra region, which are the tundra region, Arctic, Antarctic, Greenland, Norway, etc., etc., etc. Okay, so this region is cold. They are having ice both in summer as well as in winter. It is cold throughout the year. So it has a permanently frozen sublayer of soil that is known as permafrost. Some tundra grows in clump to protect one another from wind and cold. Now see, this is another interesting thing. You see, during winter, you feel very cozy. Okay, you take a blanket. You often do not sleep alone. You sleep with your family. You want to keep yourself more protected heat. Okay, so you go to fire camp. You sit together, and also during the sleeping time, you sleep with your mom, dad, cozily. If you have a dog, even you take the dog under the blanket and you do sleep, right? Why? To keep yourself warm. So we have a tendency to keep ourselves warm by living in a place where we have other friends or family together. So plants also, what they do, just see, there is a light in the background. There is a picture which is showing that all the trees are growing one after another. See, right? This portion is showing the trees are growing one after another. Here also you see all the trees are growing one after another. Suppose this is one tree, this is another tree, there is another tree, there is another tree. So they are growing one after another. Why? Just like we come close to our beloved ones to protect ourselves from cold, they also grow together so that they can protect themselves from the harsh wind and harsh cold. Okay? So some tundra grow in clumps. Clumps means here just like this in groups. Just like this in groups. Why? To protect themselves from one another. Some plants have disc-like flowers that follow the sun, helping the plant stay warm. Okay, some plants they have some kind of flowers which are disc-like. This is how a dish look like. So they trap the sun and keep themselves cold. Sorry, warm. Okay. Now what happens to the plant that grows in heavy rainfall area? Heavy rainfall means amount of water is more or plenty. Amount of water is more or plenty, obviously. So the plants do not need to store water for a long period of time because they will get the water. So trees over here will have obviously again broad and flat leaves so that both transpiration and photosynthesis happens properly. Trees which are found have plenty of sunlight and water throughout the year. The broad and abundant leaves capture sunlight for photosynthesis. Example, kaju, pineapple, sugarcane, cotton, rubber, etc. grow in this area. See, this is a kaju plant. We eat this portion. This is the kaju seed. It is being roasted. Then the outer covering is removed. Then we eat the kaju. So it grows in heavy rainfall area. Okay. Now, which place do you think this is? This is a coastal region. This is the sea, and see, so many coconut trees are being grown in this place. So this place is along the sea coast. Okay. Now just see, look over the sand. The sand seems over here, is it clayey? It is like the soil we see in the plain region? No, it is very much sandy in nature. Very much sandy. And the water over here is saline. Saline means salt mixed in water. See, I am explaining you all the terminologies so that it is easy for you to understand. Now let's read the first point. Trees in the coastal areas are well adapted to grow in, I told you what kind of soil is there? Sandy soil. Water is salty? Right, water is salty. And high rainfall. The coastal areas have received most high rainfall because they are very much near to the sea area. And also they face many storms. See, in Sundarban region, often we come to know in the media, often the Sundarban region face high cyclones. Right? So the sea, the sands are not clear, they are porous, sandy. So, and they have to face very much high rainfall. Also, they face cyclones and storms along with the rain. So, what happens if the root system is not very deep? They won't be able to hold the soil for prolonged time. So, here the root system has to be, roots must be well rooted, right? Even the stems must be strong. If the stems are not strong, they won't be able to hold the leaves and branches. So that's why they have deep root system and stems are strong so that they can hold the leaves and branches together. Now let's go to the second point. They have strong stems. Yes, ma'am, they do have strong stems that can withstand the strong winds, right? They have long roots. Yes, ma'am, they have long roots that grow deep into the sandy soil. These roots also firmly anchor the plant. Anchor the plant means they hold the plant for a prolonged time. Examples are coconut, palm tree grow well in this area. Another important tree plant is watermelon. You do like to eat watermelon, right? So watermelon also grows in sandy soil. So last topic for today is the plants found in marshy or swampy areas. Now what does the word marshy and swampy means? Marshy and swampy means mud plus water equal to muddy water. So the plants that grow in muddy water or muddy area also bear mixture of fresh water and salty water takes place. That place is known as marshy or swampy area. Understood the meaning? Okay. So this kind of what? This kind of soil over here is very thick. Okay, very thick in nature. So this from this soil, air cannot pass through this soil easily. So you know every living organism needs air to breathe, whether it be plant, whether it be animal. So, if the soil is very thick and air cannot pass through it, the roots of the soil, they also, the cells of those soil, the roots, they need what? Air to live. So, what they do, the roots over here does not get the sufficient air needed for living. So, how they have modified the roots? Suppose this is a plant. This is the root system. Okay. What they do, the root system comes above the soil. The root system, all the root system comes along above the soil. So what happens? If it does this part takes in air and this part takes in water. Water is being transported and air is needed for their own living. Okay. Now let's read. These areas have clear soil that is very sticky because it is muddy. Okay. So it is very difficult for the plants to grow in such area as air cannot reach the roots, and air is important for every living organism to breathe. Just like us, plants also breathe. Every cell breathes. So, what they do? The roots come above the ground. And this type of roots are known as breathing roots because the roots are coming. See, in this tree, the roots are coming up. These are nothing but roots. Okay. They are the roots here also, and they are also coming above the soil to take in air. This type of roots are known as what? This type of roots are known as breathing roots, and these are found in This type of trees are known as mangrove. An example is Sundari. Sundari tree, which is the largest mangrove area of the world, Sundarban. From Sundarban, the tree is being named Sundari trees. Okay, and this type of trees are known as mangrove trees, particularly Sundari tree, and they are found in Sundarban, which is the largest marshy or swampy area. Now understood what is breathing root and why do such plants have breathing root and how plants have adapted to grow in muddy water or swampy area or marshy areas. and the soil over there do not allow the air to pass through it. That is why they are having breathing roots. So till now we have learned different types of plants found in terrestrial region. In the next lecture, we will see about other types of plant and the plants that grow in aquatic areas. So till then, please do study, please do understand. If you don't understand, watch the video again. Till then, keep learning, keep shining, keep growing. Take care.